Thank you, Anderson. Like you said, my name is Colin Helke. I'm the sales consultant kind of in the North America, South America time zones for Siebert Media. We are an Atlassian Platinum partner based in Germany, and we also have a couple different marketplace solutions, one of those being Agile Hive. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about Agile Hive and how to kind of simplify your safe transformation in Jira. So, I'll start off with a couple slides, and then we'll go into a live demo that'll kind of touch on all the different points of Agile Hive. But really, if you want to learn more, I think you need a little bit more time. Probably an hour demo. So you can see siebert.biz/Agile Hive demo to schedule a free demo. And then if you want to know more information, Agile Hive or agile-hive.com to kind of find out more information. A little bit of background of why Agile Hive is needed and where we're coming from when we developed this. Product development's complex. I think we all know that. Jira is a trusted tool. I think we all know that as well. Scaling is also more complex, and that's where SAFe comes in. SAFe is a successful framework. So the idea, put SAFe inside Jira. Great idea, but there are some challenges. Probably the biggest challenge is the missing of the hierarchy within Jira. A couple other ones, missing artifacts, different nomenclature. So if you come from scaled agile training, you're using features, but in Jira, you're using epics. So there might be some confusion from your training. And so Agile Hive can, kind of help with that. And we'll go into that a little bit later. Missing PI cadence, missing way to short shot first, dependencies, safeguards. And to note, you can probably get a different myriad of marketplace apps that could fix these problems or develop your own custom solutions. But that would take extensive configuration, probably take a lot of time. And that's where Agile Hive comes in. Also to note, if you're using Confluence, there's missing documentation and content collaboration that could be very useful, which Agile Hive can support. So as I said, in comes Agile Hive, where we can simplify the execution and implementation of SAFe in your organization. And the version I'm going to show you today is currently only available on-prem, so for server and data center versions. Towards the end, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of our cloud solution that's currently only in its concept phase, but will be available to test in a beta. We're thinking around November of this year, and then be fully released in January, February of next year. Once again, just an overview of Agile Hive. It's an app for Jira, so we are totally in Jira. We're not a separate app where you have to, go outside of Jira to do your planning and then go back to all of your issues within Jira. Everything is within your Jira instance, which is on server and data center. Our strengths are bottom up, so you'll see I'll mainly cover the program and team level, but we are growing and working on the large solution portfolio levels, but most of our reporting and kind of extensive features are focused on those bottom levels because those affect the most people. You can run any version or any deployment of SAFe within Agile Hive. The other thing is there's very little configuration involved in Agile Hive. And since you are just using Jira issues and Jira fields, there's very little training. So it's very easy to get up and running with Agile Hive. So I'll jump into a demo here. Let me zoom in. We are currently looking at the kind of heart of Agile Hive. This is the project hierarchies. So this is really the only configuration you have to do with Agile Hive. The rest of the configuration would be within your like issue type schemes and kind of just normal Jira setup. The first thing I would do when I come in here is set up my different layers. So I have my different safe layers here. If I'm just running essential safe or full safe, I can choose what layers I have. I can also add layers on top of kind of the normal safe layers if you want to, you have your own custom configuration you want to do. But for this example, we'll have this set up. And then once I do that, I can start adding different projects into my different layers. So I added this portfolio project into the portfolio layer. Large Solution has the game dev project. So each one of these bubbles that you're looking at represents a different project within Jira. So each team underneath the Art button has its own project. So the animation team, Art 2D, Art 3D, they have their own project, which houses their own stories, which then are linked in the hierarchy to Art button, which houses the features. Then all of the arts are linked up to the Large Solution, which houses the capability, which is then linked to the portfolio with the portfolio epic. So we created this hierarchy now where all of the story points from all of the teams can be aggregated up to the art level. All of the art level story points and team level story points get aggregated up to the Large Solution. And you can kind of see how that parent-child of relationship between the different stories, features, capabilities can be formed. So once you hit, create on this project hierarchy screen, you get a nice drop down, which is this hierarchy within menu form. So you can easily navigate to your different projects and kind of, quickly navigate between them. You can always, just go into projects and then manually go to your projects. We just give you a little easier way if you're bouncing between a couple different projects. So I'm jumping to the team level now. So we are in the Art 2D project here on the team level. This is the team reports page. And just to show you, we're still in Jira. We're just on another tab on the side here. So I still have my boards, my backlog and everything. But this team report kind of gives you an overview of the current PI. So upper left, we have our team members. You can add, your team members into your, this is really just a social feature that's kind of purely cosmetic. So I add a team member, I put in their role, they show up here. If your team's changing or there's a lot of people being added, if I go to this reports page, I can kind of see who's working on what team and what their role is. Next couple statistics. So kind of your typical statistics of the PI, and these are automatically generated based on your different story points and the dates within your PI that you set up. To note that you can also create your own reports. So there might not be a lot of reports on this page, but everything's based on Jira fields, and so if you're using another reporting tool or just the basic Jira reporting, you can create whatever reports you would like. Scrolling down, we kind of get to the meat of this report of the iteration or sprint overviews for this PI. We can see all of the stories that are in Art 2D. And then the feature, so this plus sign represents the feature here from Art Wiesbaden, which is the project above this team. So looking at the blue line down here, seeing that we're 42% done with this sprint, we can get an overview of these 3 features with these 5 different stories associated with those features. Which ones are in progress, which ones are still just planned, which ones are done, and at the bottom get an overview of our capacity, what's planned, what's done, and then see for the rest of the PI what this team will be working on. As we scroll down, we get an overview of team PI objectives and team risks. These are actually just Jira issues that are created, regular kind of create screen, create an objective or a risk, fill out our fields, and then it shows up on this team level report. If I were to create an objective at the art level, it shows up as an art level objective. So you get kind of an overview of those objectives and risks on this screen. Quickly jumping up to the program level. It's a similar type report, but now all of our data is aggregated. So once again, you have your art members, but now you have aggregated statistics from all of the teams below it for this PI. You also get a burn up chart to show your kind of planned and forecasted ability to finish what you've planned. But like on the team page, you have the kind of the meat of this report is in the different features and how complete they are done. So at the top level, we have a capability. So on the team level, we add features as the top level. Now at the program level, we have the large solution capabilities as the top level. All of the features that are a child of that capability are shown here. We can look at, say, area 7. We can see what teams are working on it. So animation's working on it, Art 2D's working on it, 3D artists, they are they're 88% done with theirs. And then, level design is still needs to start working on area 7. So we can kind of get an overview that this feature is 75% done. It has 75 story points left. And then we can also get an overview of our team. So if we wanted to look at 2D artists for the current PI, they're 98% done. And I kind of get an overview of really my entire PI right here. If I wanted to get more granular with my details, I can just click on the team's icon, go into their team report, and then kind of drill down on what they are working on. So you have your art, or like on your team level, you have your art PI objectives and art risks. So the same thing as the team level, hit create, but have the Art Wiesbaden project selected as the project, create an objective or risk, it shows up on this page. Team PI objectives also show up here, so I can get an overview of those, and I don't have to drill down into each team to see those. I can just view those from here. So creating a PI is next. I know we're running out of time. I'll try and go a little quick so we can maybe get some questions in. Creating a new PI is done on the art level. Let me just move back here. So at this blue level, this program level, is where you would create the PI, and then your dates get passed down to all of the teams below. So I can only create a PI on the Art Wiesbaden level, which then passes those dates down to all the teams below. So I can select my start and end dates, how many iterations I want. I want 4, maybe I want 5. And then I can put my start and end dates for each iteration, working around, say, different dates, maybe holidays or events that are going on. Hit confirm, and then it shows up on this list. So I have, PI3, I have all of these dates here, and I have the same dates when I jump back to the team page. So all of your teams are synced with the same iteration dates. Well, once we have that PI planned, we can jump to our team breakout board. So on the team breakout board, obviously this would be blank. Your teams can come over to the right-hand side, click on the unplanned issues tab, and here they see their backlog with all of their stories, and they also get all of the features that are on the art, above their team project. So they can drag, say, fighting system onto here, and then if any stories are associated with this feature, they can then drag the stories onto there, or they can click add under what iteration they want, select story, fill it out, and then you can already see that Agile Hive's filling in the sprint field, and then also linking it to that feature that we were dragging it under. So as I drug this city concept artwork issue, it then filled out what sprint it was, what program increment it was, and then the child of link is filled out as well. And so I didn't have to go into this issue to fill these out. Agile Hive did that for me. And then once that parent of child of link is created, we get this context view all the way from the story to the features, to the capabilities, to the portfolio epics. So every issue that it has that parent link gives you this context view, so you know what you're working on. So I can drag out all of my issues, and then to kind of visualize dependencies, we once again are just using Jira links. We're using their requires field or requires link, and you can kind of see the different colors that are on the left hand side of all of these issues. Those represent, healthy for green, at risk for yellow, and red for critical. As I scroll down, I get all of the other teams that are within my program. I can open up their boards as well, view only mode, and I can see that area 12 can't be completed before the assets are done. So what I can do is come in here, say drag this over to iteration 2. It's planned in the same iteration as the one that is required. So the line turns yellow, it's at risk. So maybe I will drag it into iteration 4, that line turns green. So that's how you can work with dependencies, or you can visualize them. Once again, they're just a Jira link. Now let me jump up to similar thing, but on the program level. Here we have our program board. Here's all of the features within this program, what teams they're associated with, and any dependencies we have. These features show up automatically depending on when the last story is planned within the different teams. So the last story for this feature is planned in iteration 4. We can have more in iteration 3, but the last one, when the feature should be complete, is planned in iteration 4. You also have a warning here saying there are open child issues which are not in the current PI, meaning that if 3D artists were to plan a story that's associated with this feature in iteration 5, this feature then would move to iteration 5. So I can't move these features around. The teams control where these features go based on when they plan their stories. Quickly touching on, say, the program roadmap. Here, you can kind of plan out your different features. So I can drag my features onto here, select or create kind of planned start and end dates. Create my different dependencies. See these dependencies, then I can, drag them to kind of fix those around, add different milestones, do all of your planning, and then you get, say, a progress bar here. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see the different colors of, the fighting system's almost done. So we can kind of track that with this line, which is the current date. So only got a couple minutes left, so I will jump to kind of the Agile Hive Cloud preview. But there's a lot more features I can show for Agile Hive. So at the end I'll show my meeting link and the Agile Hive demo link. And if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out. But a quick preview of Agile Hive Cloud. This right now is really our concept artwork. We are starting to develop it now. Important note though, there's a separate development team for on-prem version and the cloud version. So, one or the other is not going to suffer based on, if we want to focus on the on-prem version, the cloud version won't suffer. We have two separate teams that are building their respective products. So you can kind of get an overview, and you can see that it's a little bit more modern than the report page that I was showing you. Let me just go through a couple of these. The hierarchy looks a little bit different, but you'll have the same kind of hierarchy that you could you do in the on-prem version. What your PI planning board would look like, and kind of more views of that. And then adding like a table view, so you can kind of get more I'll say analytical view of what your PI looks like. Way more reports, so that's something we're focusing on. We're taking a lot of feedback on what reports are really needed for companies running safe. And you can see, at the art level, you have, the similar reports, but data aggregated up. Yeah, so that was a quick overview of Agile Hive Cloud. I know in the next couple weeks, couple months, we'll have a lot more, and a beta should be coming towards the end of this year, with hopefully a full release in January. So just want to reiterate the different links that I have. So if you want to see a demo, you can book a demo with us at siebert.biz/AgileHiveDemo. Or if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or my email, chcielke@siebert-media.net. Or my personal meeting link is siebert.biz/chelke. I don't know, Anderson, if we have any time for questions.
Yes, Colin, we still have a few minutes and we have 2 questions here. One from Marcos Bragato. Is it possible to export the reports or integrate with Confluence to use these reports in Confluence pages?
I mean, so I assume we're talking about like these reports. Yes. Yeah, I don't think it's quite as simple as you probably would want, but it's all of these reports are generated off of like the story points that are within Jira issues, so you can export the fields from Jira issues. So I mean, I guess there isn't an easy way to do it, but yes, it is possible.
And another question from Ana Olivia. Do you have plans to create similar functionality based on other scaled Agile frameworks other than SAFe?
I know we're really focused on SAFe, and we want to do SAFe well. So I right now we don't have plans. I know we've had people that have used Agile Hive that don't necessarily use SAFe. They use other frameworks. But our goal is to simplify that SAFe transformation within Jira. So I guess technically, no, we're not planning on creating other functionality within Agile Hive for other frameworks, but that doesn't really stop you from using Agile Hive with other frameworks. There might be some blockers, but it is possible.
Okay. So, Colin, thank you one more time for participating in our event. I want to thank you also, of course, Cyber Media for supporting the event, the sponsorship of the event one more time. And I hope to see you in our next future events. Hope the next one will be in person, right?
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the in-person one.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Pessoal, agradeço mais uma vez a participação então nesta sessão. Lembrando que a próxima começa em 10 minutos, meio-dia e 20, vai ser um case de sucesso sobre a Mitre, como ela trilha um futuro ágil usando o Jira. A gente já se vê na sequência num outro link. Até já, pessoal. Obrigado. Thank you, Colin. Bye-bye.